today we're going to be looking at the DC League of Super Pets Superman and Krypto 2-pack, as well as the Batman and Ace the Bat Hound 2-pack. The packaging for these guys does not disappoint. It's big and bright and open, which means it's actually intended for the kids to fiddle with these before they beg their parents for it and toss it in the shopping cart. Up here you'll notice it says, "Twist me." And in this case, they're really not kidding. They actually want you to grab a hold of Superman and twist him, because then the kids get to see that he comes with a power action punch. I mean, it says it right here above Krypto. Superman throws a punch. I particularly like this side of the package because I really like the art style of this movie. The back of the box for these is really fun. Again, we are reminded that there is punching action. Twist his torso. And then there's a cross-sell down the bottom. In this case, there's Wonder Woman and Batman. And you can also see the rest of Krypto's buddies there hanging out with him down the bottom left-hand corner. But the best part has to be that kid who it looks like he's legitimately having a good time playing with Superman and Krypto. Anywho, so before we take him out of the package, let's focus our attention on Batman and Ace the Bat Hound. One thing I noticed right away is that both of their bat ears are really pointy. Like, you could totally use that as a meat fork for the barbecue. While the figures are not so much. Very big, thick. I mean, I get it. This figure as well as the Superman are both for ages 3 and up. So you don't want kids like, stuck in my eye, Mom! And like Superman, we have an invitation to an action feature, Raise My Arm. This apparently is the Batman throws his grappling hook action feature. And of course, we got Ace the Bat Hound there looking grumpy. More fantastic artwork though. I feel like this movie is what Pixar would have done had they been able to make a DC animated movie. Anywho, back of the box here, we have the action feature again. I suppose you're supposed to put his bat rope in his hand and then yank it back by the bat rope and then watch it swing around and hit him in the shins. And we have another kid who just looks really extremely happy with what he's doing. Alright, so now let's get both of these guys out of the packaging so we can take a closer look. Yoink. And Great Scott! That was a sucky Great Scott. And Great Scott. Stop laughing, Brad, you dolt. Take 3. And Great Scott! Now they're out of the package. Soups, Batsy, Krypto, and Ace the Bat Hound. I think out of the 2 sets, my favorite is actually the Superman and Krypto. I know, you're like, a big surprise, Brad. You're kind of a big Superman fanatic. I just think that they look brighter and more inviting to kids. And, Superman's face, he just looks like such a happy dude. Big, bright blue eyes. He's just a very optimistic looking version of the character. Now with these guys you'll find that not only with the Superman but also with the Batman that they do forego some of the details from the movie. Like around Superman's symbol here, there's supposed to be some detail. And Superman's cape, everybody knows it's supposed to tuck into his neckline, but instead they were like, let's make it look like he's wearing a bath towel around his neck. I do kind of feel like the cape for Soupy could have been just a little bit more skishy, like, some of the softer rubber capes that McFarlane has been putting out with his figures. But it is an overall interesting looking design with a lot more yellow incorporated into this figure than with previous iterations. I think that's because this is intended for children, be it the movie or be it the toys. It's really got children in mind, and so it needs to be a little bit more bright and colorful. At least I think that's what they're thinking. Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. You'll always have a friend wearing big red boots. His action feature is something that if I was a kid, I probably would have liked a lot, because he could punch. You just turn him at the waist here like I showed before and boom, boom. But that's a pretty good action feature. And it's really clean. It's, it always goes back into place. The other hand is just big and open and doesn't do much. This guy's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of articulation. I'm not going to count the waist because really it always goes back because of the spring-loaded punch action inside of his torso. Krypto is equally as cool. He looks pretty much like he does in the film. I like that great big Superman emblem collar that he wears, and they did a great job on the cape. They've even got the symbol on the back, and sometimes you know that they tend to skip over that kind of stuff. As for his articulation, it's going to be pretty much par for the course for a child's toy for a small human being, age 3 and up. You don't want to have it too complicated for them because, like I said in past videos, quite often when the articulation is too much, they can get a little bit frustrated because they're not interested in posing their toys. In general, they just want to stand their toys up. They just want to stand them there, or maybe just have them kind of, you know, walking around, or, you know, flying like this. His little waggly tail is not articulated. It's just kind of stuck there, which is fine. I mean, again, this is just a child's toy. It's simply made for imaginative playtime. I do have a few Kryptos to compare him to. Only one of them is officially licensed. This is the Krypto from the Imaginext Superman Krypto 2-pack from way back in the day. I pose him with figures occasionally, and then this is like a custom Krypto that I made multiple years back now, I guess. Wow, that has been a while. And I pose him with my DC Multiverse, really my DC Universe Classics figures. But really, let's see how he scales with Ace the Bat Hound. That's right, we're doing the Batman and Ace 2-pack backwards. I think for what you see in the movie, they're okay. I really don't know how well they're supposed to scale together yet because I haven't seen the film. And then the face of Ace's face, it looks very bulldog-like. He's got great big thick bat horns on top. I guess those would be his dog ears that are tucked up inside the dog bat cowl. His cape, much like Superman's and Krypto's, could have done with being a bit of a softer rubber. They went with something a little bit harder, probably because it was probably a safety thing. Same reason why the great big ear horns are really rounded. Ace the Bat Hound has exactly the same articulation as Krypto, with both legs being on those single hinges that go forward and backwards, not outside to side. Niet in the doggy tail like that, no articulation, and the head being on a pivot, it can go round, and that is it. And here he might as well be an owl. Ace the Bat Owl, because his head's all the way back. Anyway, for Batman, just like for Supes, we get another very basic figure, omitting a lot of the detail that would have been is in the actual movie source material. In general, though, it does a good job of being what it's meant to be. A representation of the Batman from that movie intended for 3-year-olds who aren't going to be nearly as picky as an adult collector or even possibly an older child. They're just going to get it and be like, I suppose I shouldn't broad brush, not all of them will, but a good deal of kids that I see come over to play with my kids' toys, if they're action figures, they're bashing them all over the place. That's why action figures are supposed to survive the pull test, and that's why they're supposed to be made out of a certain kind of plastic, so they don't just come apart. They have to survive childhood play without breaking apart. And this does a great job of not breaking apart. Here's how that bat rope works. You just pull his arm back, and he throws it like that. That's pretty much it. That is the long and the short of it. It would have been kind of fun if there was an old school button underneath the cape that you could push on it, rather than you having to actually pull his arm back, but I guess they're trying to make it really simple for small children, I guess. Well, no, because they had buttons on the backs of figures for small children for years, so I'm not really sure why they didn't do that. Maybe it's just because it's easier. I don't know. Anyhow, so what do I think about these 2-packs? Superman with Krypto and Batman with Ace, made by Fisher-Price, as movie tie-ins for the DC League of Super Pets. Well, they're made for kids, and I think that they will do the job just fine with helping them with their imaginative playtime. If you're an adult and you're a completionist, then you may pick them up as well to add them to your collection. They're obviously not going to be anywhere near the look and quality of some of the more adult collectibles and stuff for 14 and up. But really, in the end, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, okay, I'm outies. Have a DC day, everybody. Bye-bye.